The first time the elders spoke about the forest of forgotten names, they never looked directly into the fire. Instead, they stared into the darkness beyond the village, as though something there was listening. Children were warned never to ask questions. Travelers were told never to wander toward the northern hills. Even hunters, whose courage was legendary, refused to chase wounded animals into that place, because everyone knew one terrifying truth. The forest never killed people immediately. It first stole their names. Many generations ago, hidden between towering mountains and endless rainforest, stood the ancient kingdom of Abanor. It was one of the richest kingdoms in West Africa. Its rivers sparkled with gold dust. Its farms never suffered drought. Its warriors defeated every invading army. People believed the ancestors themselves protected Obanor, but every blessing demanded a price. Beyond the northern boundary stood an enormous forest older than memory itself. No map could describe it. No elder knew where it truly ended. Animals entered but never returned. Sometimes voices floated from inside. Sometimes drums echoed despite no one living there. Sometimes people heard loved ones calling them, even though those loved ones had died years before. The villagers called it the forest without a name. No one entered. No one spoke of it after sunset. Among the villagers lived 18-year-old Kelechi. Unlike everyone else, Kelechi hated fear. If nobody knows what's inside, he often laughed, then how can anyone know it's dangerous? The elders despised his arrogance. His grandmother would shake her head. Some mysteries survive because they are never disturbed. But Kelechi believed fear was simply ignorance. One evening, an old traveler arrived carrying scars across his face. He whispered something that silenced the marketplace. There is a tree inside the forbidden forest. The tree bears glowing fruits. Anyone who eats one becomes richer than kings. The villagers immediately walked away. Only Kelechi remained, his eyes filled with ambition. Riches, power, glory, everything he had ever dreamed of. That night, he made his decision. Before sunrise, Kelechi packed food, water, a spear, and a small leather charm his grandmother had secretly placed inside his bag. He crossed the forbidden boundary. Immediately, everything changed. The birds stopped singing, the wind disappeared. Even insects made no sound. The silence felt alive. After walking for hours, he noticed something impossible. His own footprints behind him were disappearing, not being covered, not fading, simply vanishing, as though he had never walked there. Fear finally touched his heart, but pride pushed him forward. Deep inside the forest, Kelechi met an old woman carrying firewood. She smiled kindly. "My child," she said. "What is your name?" "Kelechi." The woman frowned. "No, your real name." He laughed nervously. "That is my real name." The woman slowly dropped the firewood. "I have lived here for 200 years. I cannot remember mine." Kelechi's smile disappeared. She pointed behind him. "Look." His shadow was becoming transparent. The woman led him deeper into the forest until they reached an enormous tree. Its trunk was wider than 20 houses. Its branches touched the clouds. Instead of ordinary fruits, thousands of glowing masks hung from its limbs. Each mask whispered. Each voice belonged to someone. Some cried, some laughed, some begged for help. The woman spoke softly. "These are not masks. They are names. The forest feeds on identity. The moment someone enters with greed, their name begins separating from their soul." Kelechi tried to run. The forest changed. Every path disappeared. Hours passed, or perhaps years, inside the forest. Time no longer obeyed the world. Kelechi suddenly forgot his father's face, then his mother's voice, then his village. Soon, he couldn't remember why he had entered. Only one thought remained. Find something, anything. The tree pulsed like a beating heart. One glowing fruit fell beside him. It smelled sweeter than honey. A voice whispered, "Eat. You will never be poor again." His trembling hands reached toward it. Then, his grandmother's leather charm burst into flames. The fire revealed ancient symbols. The old woman screamed, "No! The ancestors still remember you." The charm contained ashes from 7 generations of Kelechi's ancestors. Their voices surrounded him. "Kelechi, remember." He repeated his own name again and again. "Kelechi, Kelechi, Kelechi." The forest trembled violently. The glowing masks screamed. Branches twisted like giant snakes. The great tree began shedding thousands of stolen names. The old woman collapsed. Suddenly, her eyes widened. "My name. I remember. Nankem." She cried for the first time in centuries. Across the forest, forgotten people began remembering themselves. The prison of lost identities started breaking apart. The earth split open. From beneath the ancient tree emerged a colossal spirit covered in vines, animal skulls, and glowing symbols. Its voice sounded like thunder. "You have broken the oldest covenant." The spirit revealed the truth. Long before kingdoms existed, human beings begged powerful spirits for endless wealth and protection. The spirits agreed. In exchange, human greed would forever be imprisoned inside one sacred forest. The tree did not create evil, it imprisoned it. Every greedy traveler fed the prison. Every stolen name strengthened the seal. By freeing the names, Kelechi had also weakened the prison. Something much darker was awakening beneath it. The ground erupted. Black smoke poured upward. Faces appeared inside the darkness. Kings, warriors, merchants, priests. Every person consumed by greed throughout history. Their forgotten desires merged into one monstrous shadow. It had no eyes, no mouth, only endless whispers. I remember all who chose wealth over wisdom. The spirit guardian turned toward Kelechi. "There is only one way. You must surrender the thing you treasure most." Kelechi understood. His ambition, his dream of becoming famous, his hunger for riches. If he released them, he would return home with nothing except his life. He knelt. "I choose my people." The shadow screamed. The earth shook. The prison sealed once more. Kelechi returned to Obanor 3 days later. His clothes were torn. His hair had turned partly gray. He carried no gold, no treasure, no magical fruit. The villagers mocked him. "So, where is your fortune?" Kelechi simply smiled. "I brought back something greater." "What?" "Our names." Years later, Usti, he became the kingdom's wisest elder, never because he was rich, never because he became king, but because he understood a forgotten truth. The greatest mystery in Africa was never hidden inside forests. It was hidden inside the human heart. A person who forgets who they are will always become a prisoner of greed. But a person who remembers their identity, honors their ancestors, and values wisdom above riches, carries a name that no darkness can ever steal. Some mysteries are forbidden, not because knowledge is evil, but because wisdom is required before seeking it. Greed can make people lose themselves, while humility, memory, and respect for tradition preserve both identity and community.